Okay, we are live. Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're happy to have each and every one of you as we begin our next session of Baha'i Explorations. This is a Sunday program. We're at 11 a.m. weekly. We host speakers from various areas of focus, and we explore them with all of you here joining us today. Today's topic is a pretty one that's near and dear to my heart because in any way, shape, or form, as Baha'is are encouraged, we are to enjoy fellowship with members of all religions and to walk a path of service together. And here we are talking about Interfaith Chaplaincy Services. It's quite an amazing topic because it's a very easy way for a lot of people who are wondering, how can I get involved in my community? How can I make my world a better place just a little bit? How can I do something today and something that, well, just needs my time and my effort and my energy? What can I do now? I think that answer is found in one of many places in Interfaith Chaplaincy Services. As the demand for spiritual care surges across sectors, including healthcare, correctional facilities, corporate environments, and of course, disaster relief, the need for versatile interfaith leadership has never been greater. This curriculum provides the essential theological and ethical foundations required to support individuals from diverse religious and secular backgrounds. Participants will master practical skills in end of life counseling and crisis intervention, gaining the expertise necessary to provide compassionate, inclusive chaplaincy in both traditional and emerging professional settings. Now, a brief discussion that will follow. We're first going to talk about the biography of Miss Nosrat Scott, giving us some picture into the person and the anecdote that we're going to be hearing, how this went about. It's important to see who this person is and what motivated her. So, Miss Nosrat Scott is an Iranian Baha'i. She is from Yazd. Her mother's parents traveled for a year in order to make the pilgrimage to Palestine, which is now called Israel, to see Baha'u'llah. Both of her grandfathers converted to the faith when they were young men. When Nosrat arrived in America, she was surprised to find the American Baha'i newspaper in her mailbox and that it was perfectly normal for her to hold or read a Baha'i book on the bus or subway, despite having heard about the freedom of religion in the United States of America. What a difference, right? From a place that you possibly go to prison for having it, and then moving to one where you can have it in the subway. What a beautiful story there. About 2 years later, she started volunteering as a librarian and gave the Yonkers New York Public Library her help in creating a section just for non-English speakers. Of course, primarily Persians, as she understands Farsi, and Persian, the language, is also called Farsi by those who speak it. As a result of her consultation with the National Baha'i Office, Nosrat was able to obtain many reading materials and literary resources from Tehran, totaling about 90 books. That's quite a bit, and several reference books to also add. She was also able to acquire a few Persian Baha'i books from the Chicago Baha'i bookstore. A few years later, she relocated to Southern California because she believed the climate and her English would make serving the faith more substantial and meaningful. Among other things, she spoke with the local media about Tahrir and Newsweek magazine about the Iranian Baha'is. She then moved to Birmingham, Alabama for 2 years. While there, she worked to create a cultural musical program as a fundraising mechanism to support charity and disaster relief efforts during the famine in Ethiopia that was well received by Red Cross for African Famine Relief in 1985. What a history here! She received the Race Unity Proclamation from George Wallace, then governor of the state, on June 5, 1984, and a special surprise, this award was read into the congressional record by then Congressman Ben Urdick. I'm sorry if it's Erdreich or Urdick. I'm trying to pronounce it, but I didn't know how to pronounce his name. On the eve of 1986, Nosrat moved to South Florida. So here we come back to Florida now. She continued to live her dream life while advocating for unity and diversity and the oneness of humanity. She attended the initial chaplain training seminars at the Memorial Regional Hospital in Hollywood, Florida, about 24 years ago, while serving as a member of the Interfaith Council of Greater Hollywood, Florida, and then started working as a chaplain at the same hospital. As time went on, she eventually expanded her service to several more memorial hospitals. Dan Rather, a CBS television man who was working on a book about the American dream, was alerted to her tale in a South Florida newspaper when she was chosen president of the Interfaith. Knowing about the Baha'i community's condition in Iran brought to Dan's mind the Mayflower Pilgrim's first freedom-related dream, and he put Nosrat's tale in the same category. With that said, dear Nosrat, and all of you who have joined us here today, please let's welcome Ms. Nosrat Scott.
Thank you very much. I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do. When I came to New York, you said about the library. I'd like to add that when I called the National Assembly about the Baha'i books, the reply to my question was so beautiful. They told me you're allowed to use the Baha'i books, the only Baha'i books that we have here in our bookstore. Means obedient to law of the land at any time, any way, not verbally, actually. I really was in tears then when they told me, and I obeyed. And then I had to, because we didn't have a typewriter, English typewriter, Farsi, I'm sorry, Farsi typewriter, I had to handwrite for the brochure. And they made copies of that and then spread. And then later on, they sent me thank you note because many companies and many universities could have used those. But I was happy that there are Baha'i books in Farsi. A dream for Iranian Baha'is. So it happened. So in a way, I made myself very happy and pleased. At the same time, I went to Columbia University and I located a Kitab Aqdas in Farsi and Arabic, interlinear translation in 2 colors. They allowed me to hold it, see it, read it, but it was mentioned, this is the book of the Bab. I told them this is the book of Baha'u'llah. And they wanted me to find out if it is known who was written that. So they made copies of 3 pages that I sent to Iran to the National Assembly. But unfortunately, it could not be recognized. But later on, Dr. Nakhjavani, Ali Nakhjavani, told me to go get a copy, microfiche copy of it, and send it to the Universal House of Justice, which I did. Then in California was the place that I heard the word interfaith. And I really thought that is the answer to all the questions of the world, because the killing in between name of the faiths, not the teaching of the faiths, has been more than anything in the world ever, still is. So I loved it, but then I moved to, I don't know what else I did in California. Yeah, what I did is beside Tahrir, of course, on Women's Day, what else do you do except talking, reading, learning about what Tahrir did, or even Martha Ruth? These are the things. And so I kept myself involved as much as I could because I was thirsty to do things, to hear about Baha'i faith, to do for the Baha'i faith, and now I was allowed to do. I had permission to contact the media, national or international, when I told them about the members of the National Assembly of Iran, what happened to them, to Newsweek. I called Times too, they said they already had it. So I want to mention that I had the permission to do that. The same thing when they called me from Dan Rather's office that they wanted to interview me. I called the National if I was permitted to do that, and they said yes. So we always have to care and be careful because of the Baha'is of Iran. They all have their own shell. They don't need to add it. Then it comes to Birmingham, Alabama, and the fundraising that happened there was after 4 other long, very big programs. And this one, Governor Wallace sent his own photographer to take pictures, slides, and he showed it at the gathering of the governors of southern states and said, this is what is happening in his state. So it is good. We can do things that, make other people happy and proud also. When I arrived here, Leon Sternberger and his wife were members of, they brought me here, and they were members of Interfaith from Hollywood. And so I liked it. As I said, I had feeling in California about Interfaith, and became a serious member at 98. After the passing of my mom, I had time. And I went to training that we had it, and I loved it. And I started right there at the same hospital that I got training, Memorial Regional. And there were many of us because hospital is big. And I was able to get the prayers for Jews from rabbis, for Christians from fathers, sisters that they were helping, nuns. And I made for Baha'is and Muslims myself, and I have it with me. And I wanted to be, I could not pass a patient and don't say, I don't have your prayers, empty hand. So I was happy. And then in 2003, a patient had called Miami Herald saying we had a different chaplain today. Interview her and take a picture of her container of prayers. So Miami Herald did that. But I was going to do, and I wanted to do, and I always was encouraged and was very happy about it. And now that all these years I have done it, I really don't want to say it, but if you want to say it and to know that Baha'is can do, I'm a Persian, I'm a woman, I'm a Baha'i. In all these 4 hospitals, they recognize me as the best chaplain because I care. And I'm somewhere that I could not believe I would be. And I'm wearing the t-shirt that you have the sign they're going to show you. I show you. Dr. Susan has designed it, and I love it. And every place is accepted. I heard when I was walking in the hallway in hospital, a gentleman said, I wish everybody would wear that. Means we are all suffering from the same reason. And every patient is another sister, another brother, another mother, another father, another daughter's son, whatever. It's a human being. It's a soul. That's how I see. And I do my best. I don't say I've come here to pray for you or pray with you. I say that. But I really go to comfort the patient. Comforting is not always prayers. It is what they, in that minute, they feel they want to do. And sometimes I have had good times with patients. A patient was in the hospital, Memorial West here, with his boots, and he was a cowboy, and his guitar. And he liked to sing. So I asked him if he wanted to sing at the radio. He said yes. At that time, I had a friend, a Baha'i lady, was in a radio station working. I called her. I said, "Do you want to have a singer from the hospital?" She said, "Yes." So we arranged. They moved the patient to another room because he had roommate, and he actually, it was Christmas time, and he sang on the radio. The hospital was pleased. The patient was pleased. The radio was pleased. You see, sometimes this happens. So they come to the chapel. From the beginning, I tried and I gave these signs to the father in English and Spanish. You guys all know it. Maybe they can show it to you too. He put these two at the entrance of the chapel.
Yeah, which one? Which one do we put up? Because Jeremiah has the materials. If you can please tell us which one.
The two golden rules in Spanish and English.
Okay, so while you're describing Jeremiah, we'll put that up. Thank you.
Okay. They are at the entrance of the chapel, both of them. Then I could put inside some Baha'i pamphlets for race unity day, for race unity, for equality of man and woman, the two wings of the bird, and something that I received really at one of the meetings that we had for race unity. This is scientifically proves race unity, oneness of race. There is no problem, no difference. So these were at the chapel. And a Baha'i lady from another state all of a sudden happened, I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, to the hospital and saw this, and she was excited. And she showed her excitement, and she encouraged me to do more. So then the father interfered, and I asked the father, I want to make prayers for different faiths, and because I cannot not to give them, because right now we don't have any rabbis, any minister, any father, any sister. They don't come to hospitals anymore. So the father agreed, and I do the little by little, one prayer for this, one prayer for that, printed, typed, and sent it to the hospital. They printed. And the father, God bless his soul, he himself is not feeling good. Let us pray for him, remember him, Father Joe Cepino. He agreed with every single one of them without any, even correction. That was really exciting and encouraging. So I worked more and more and more, and Dr. Susan knows also. We put together, and after it was done, enough, we had enough for them. She knows what to do, and they're going to show you the prayers that she has created and designed for all 8 faiths, including Zoroastrians and Native Americans. And if we all read the teachings of Native Americans and the promises for the future, it's unbelievable. And
To step in a moment, the material, the golden rule, we didn't have a digital copy from the stuff that was provided. I asked Jeremiah to cycle through the materials. Is that fine? The materials that you shared with us, is it okay we cycle through so people can see them?
Yes, no problem.
Lovely, thank you. So I see we have, are these all pages or each separate pamphlet?
each are different pamphlets.
So Jeremiah, can you show us some of the other pamphlets? We have a question from the audience while we're cycling through these to look. The question was about the shirt that was just shared that Dr. Susan had created. So is there a way that we can, for those that are interested, obtain copies of that same shirt?
Dr. Susan.
I can send you the design, and anybody can take the PDF file and send it to any company, and then you can have any t-shirt designed from it.
That's lovely. That's very lovely. Yeah, it's appreciated. Thank you.
For
So,
Zoroastrians, I found a Zoroastrian in Ohio, and I believe, I don't know he or she, but I think he has even sent the Ahura Mazda that you see here, the statue, and the book of Avesta, which is at the chapel. And you can see the picture of the chapel all together. And all 8 faiths have their books, their signs, and their prayers there, equally. This is why everybody is excited, because they didn't have this before. It was only 8, 9 Bibles there open, and 3 or 4 Quran, Spanish and English, and the same with Bible. And the father at the June called me and said, see how beautiful this is. Called me and said, come here, help me. We changed the chapel for all faiths. Now put yourself in my shoes, see what happened to me. I didn't know where was I standing, what I was doing, I didn't know. And I had to really put myself together. I have had a few shocks on that. When Dr. Susan said, I can do this, I didn't know she could. And all of a sudden she whispers, I can help you. And that was a big shock. And Jim Davis, the religion editor of Sun Sentinel, has edited the whole thing, all of them. And of course, we have American.
So are you saying that all of these prayer pamphlets are a result of collaboration with all the representatives of those religions?
And they all have had it. I talked to Rabbi about the Jewish prayer. Therefore, we have Jewish prayer in Hebrew totally. We have Hebrew language with English alphabet, because they said younger people don't know Hebrew, and we have in English. So yes, all the either patients or employees of all these faiths have approved and like it. Even Muslims, and they have, for Muslims, we have a container for the rug that they want to pray. I come to tears. And they love it, they appreciate it. I just can't say I did it. Father approved it, and they did it. We did it, a team. But they all think I did. But I don't believe it. And Dr. Susan.
So just an aside, for those who are wondering and having questions, you can email Nosrat Scott for answers to any questions you have at nscott2000@aol.com. That is, N is in Nosrat, Scott, SCOTT 2000 2000@aol.com. If you do not get a reply for whatever reason, you want to email someone, you can also email, I see it says Leonard Suman, Baha'i SOO at yahoo.com, or you can telephone 954-773-7113. Special Ideas is also a company that offers many t-shirts that relate to interfaith designs as well. That was a comment from one of the attendees here, but had a lot of useful information. So there's a question here from Mr. Mazidian. He's asking how we can get prayers relating to all faiths. He gave his email address, and all of these beautiful pamphlets, are they available to be copied and shared by those who are attending?
Miss- Dr. Susan is going to answer you.
Sure.
They are available and ready to be copied off and disseminated by anybody. The concept is that we want them to be in as many chapels, as many hospitals, as many places as possible, and distributed in any form, and as everywhere. That's the whole purpose of them.
And when it comes to that, I'm going to tell you how we can do it much easier than it happened for me, because I had to wait. I didn't know steps. And because I'm a chaplain, I could not interfere or go fast. I had to wait for all the approvals. But I really can tell you guys, if you want to, how you can do much easier, much easier. You can, first of all, I want to say this happens that doctors, nurses, or employees who are seeing patients, they come to me all of a sudden, they see me, they say, that patient wants to see you. And by the way, he is Hindu or he is Muslim. So if any one of us, any doctors, any nurses, especially we have Baha'is who are there, if they know, they can easily, any employee of Baha'is, they can go to the chaplain and say, that patient wants Hindu prayer. This patient wants Jewish prayer. Do you believe there are no Jewish prayer? There was no in an Old Testament in all chapel. I know the Bible has Old Testament and New Testament together, but they want their own. It wasn't until I put there. And we have an employee, Jewish employee, who is kind of in charge of chapel. If we need something to tell, I asked him, have you seen the chapel? He said, yes. I said, how is it? He said, perfect. It is divided equally. Means 8 faiths now, they have exactly the same space. Their book, their holy sign, and the prayers next to it. And the signs around the room shows every one of them is writing about 8 faiths. The golden rule that I give to almost every patient. Let me show you. Can you see my basket if I show you?
Yeah, I see that they're all placed there so people can look and find which one they identify
All of
with
them
and
are
take
here.
that.
I want patients to see that their prayer is right here and equally. And we have golden rule for 8. You have it if you want to show there. We have golden rule for 8 faiths. Every writing is about 8. This is Harmony of Religions. It's about 8 faiths. This is Origin of All Faiths. Is about 8 faiths again.
I think Nosrat is pointing out that the Native American religion was added to the documents that were already in existence.
Well, this one is 6. But what I got in the Interfaith, the first day I was a member of Interfaith here, it had 7. And I have that to show also. But we really, Native American are not any less, because if their promises, you read their book about their promises, you tremble. They didn't even have even alphabet. And with painting and drawing, they show Bob had announced his station and promised to Baha'u'llah, and Baha'u'llah comes with 12 principles. The day I saw that and read that, Because it's really, what else we expect? What else Isaiah said, or Daniel said, or Jeremiah? These are all the same thing. So they knew that too, and they have been here for 20,000 years or more. And Aborigines in Australia more than 50,000 years. The minute God created, in my belief, he knew that his child, his human being, needed teachings. And who else but him knew what teaching is good for that area and that time. So it is continuation, has never stopped, will never stop. No one is the first to me, no one will be the last. It's everlasting. And when it is said in his own image, some of us may think his image is just this much, but his image is universe that still we don't know about it and will never know about the whole thing. The beauty is that we are all pieces of it. We have to accept each other. We are all fingers and nails and hair and part of the world existence. That is how I feel, and I tell patients the same thing if they want to. When they ask me what religion I am, normally in the hospital I don't say I'm Baha'i. That is not me thinking I'm teaching the faith. And if they insist, because I give them golden rule and they like it, I say I am one of them, and I accept all. Some people take picture of my shirt. A gentleman said, I want to learn about Baha'i faith because I mentioned Baha'i. I want to make sure I'm going to spell it right, so he took picture. It really is openness is the need of people to know about all faiths and our brotherhood, our sisterhood, our oneness, equality, and unity. That is what God wants us to be. And we should act it and learn it and do it and help. Okay, now, if you have friends of any faith, you too can go to the hospital and say, or when you go visit patients, say, my patient needs prayers from this faith. And I like to have that in the chapel. As Jim Davis, who was, as I told you, religion editor of the Sun Sentinel for more than 20 years, he said, Nosrat, hospitals are public place, so they have to provide for public. And public is all religions. I tell patients when I show my basket, I said, we have patients of all faiths, and we try to provide for all of them the best we can. If you have any more opinion, tell us. In fact, just last Thursday, 3 days ago, I was visiting, and a patient, a Muslim patient, I said, I have Muslim prayers in English, Arabic, and I made it myself really in 9/11 that the world was shaking with that hatred. And in the Quran, we have many beautiful writings. We don't have encouragement for what happens around. So I made the prayer myself, and I wrote the Arabic part myself, and they printed. And I told her I have these things. This is the Arabic, my own writing. And in the back of that is English, the same surah, the same writings in English. So she said she wants in another language. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have. She said, okay. I said, give me. Then I have for the next patient. Why not? Just to comfort the patient, keep them in peace. They don't want prayers. They want to be comforted, and they change the mood of it. And somehow I have learned to do it, and I know I do good because they call me back. And they say, when we come back to the hospital, we're going to call you, give us your number. I said, no, I don't give you my number. You ask them.
So are you alluding to this concept of acceptance of who they are and, again, providing accommodations for their special needs? Is that what it boils down to?
Exactly. The patient should be comfortable because nobody wants to come to the hospital in the first grade. They are there, they are worried. And somehow we can give the mind, their heart, a little bit, what you call it, release, vacation, short vacation. Let's think positive things. Let's say maybe is everything is okay. Let's go somewhere else. That gives them release. That they really need it. They really need, because some patients are not in good shape, and they feel better. Anything, they feel better.
So people can contact you at that email. I'm going to repeat it again. It's no N Scott NSCOTT 2000 at AOL.com. They can contact you and they can get in touch with these flyers and they can share it in their own community too, right?
Sure, they can. You see, I wish that the national, when they wrote about that, they would put the QR code, and they have not. So that's okay. I don't know if you guys can do, if Clearwater can do, just to have all these. Now you have it. If you can put it in QR code, that everybody agree, if they agree with it, because this has been agreed here and has been at work for 6 months, and everybody's happy. No complaint. By the way, no one word of complaint. Please show the picture or video of
Well,
the.
I've heard some complaints.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've heard some complaints. They're complaining that they don't have those flyers.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Show them the chapel. Please show the chapel.
So there's a question while Jeremiah's pulling up the chapel that you're talking about. There's a question from Valerie here. Do we need to take chaplain training to do this service?
Yes, because nobody can go there and say I can do it. As far as I know, I myself took.
So let's split it in two parts. The
Okay.
first is asking for interfaith materials to be displayed in the hospital. You don't need to be a chaplain to do that, right?
In order to put it there, no. They all can say, I have a friend, we are here, coming here, this is our hospital near us, we want you to have these prayers.
Okay, so people
I
don't have to be
promise
a
you,
chaplain.
you can do so easily that you get shocked. It was so easy. I want to tell you exactly the same thing. In Memorial Regional, I'm not backbiting. When I was there, I have to show you what they did, and we have, so it is unbelievable what is happening now. But if Baha'is of Hollywood, it can go there. Baha'is of Interfaith, I told you in Hollywood, they gave us this. The
If you could hold it
Memorial
up again,
Hospital, the Memorial Hospital Regional, this is I have here. And it is, I'm glad you've asked for. This is the brochure of the Memorial Hospital Regional in about 2000 or maybe even before, 1999. So you see, it says regional, and it has these signs of faith. And the next one, they put 6. They put Hindu also. And what? The good thing is that at the end of it, here is a little bit information for patients, what to do, what we need. And after that, our prayers of all faiths. At Muslim, Baha'i, I can show you one by one. So, and Muslim, and Christian, and Jewish, everything. Now they don't have it. That time they had the name of Baha'i faith on the entrance of chapel also. Now they don't. If somebody is not there, is not established, and people don't show interest or need, you see, we have to show demand. Then the supply is going to arrive right away. If this is the hospital that I come to, my father is here, I want these prayers. If you take it there, they accept, they have to. If they don't, you don't take it. You say you're in charge, put prayers for us, they do. See how easy is it? It is. I couldn't do that. And I want to show you that the prayer that we have in the hospital that is really even modern, because it has the sign of all 6 faiths, is this in Creole language. This one is English language, the same writing, and they're beautiful writing, very, very beautiful, very comforting. And this one is Spanish. They have, but when you want to have it all different faiths, you have to work on it. Even if you don't have Native American next to you, say, I want Native American prayer here. Provide it and take it there. Anything, they have to accept it. It is called chapel. And the way Jim Davis said, Jim Davis uses the highway, he says, house of worship. He used word house of worship. And I mentioned that to the father. But father was really sold from the beginning. When we sent these prayers to him to check on that, editing kind of, I called him, I said, Father, did you receive it? How is it? He said, Nosrat, I printed them all and I'm taking them to my class. I had said, no, it has to be edited. Maybe there is some mistake in it. Please don't. He said similarity. And I said, it's from the same God, same source.
So there's a question from Valerie again asking, who do we ask at the hospital to display the prayers? Is it the chaplain? Is that the person in the hospital, the chaplain?
Ask the head of chaplaincy, or if you leave them there, take the name and number of the person you are living with. Say, give it, because chaplains are not always there. If you take it there and leave it there, get the name of the person and number. So you give it to the chaplain. Then it's going to be done. Unbelievable. Go take 100 chapels. We can do it. And that was really my only wish, because the day that the lady...
So the front desk, it's fine if you go and meet someone at the front desk, or do you have to go somewhere else to find them?
If you go to front desk and they tell them that you accepted, or someone else I have to, they tell you. They are to tell you, to name and number and guide you. It's really unbelievable. It's really it is possible.
It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Now, there's a question from Miss Pauline Vaz, and I think you were hitting on it earlier before we moved to how anyone can go and provide materials. There's a question about how to become a chaplain. How did you particularly, rather than, because Baha'is specifically don't have any clergy, there's no clergy class in the Baha'i faith. So no one is able to interpret the writings for someone else just because they took a class and said they learned something. So how is it that you became a chaplain, and more specifically, I think you call yourself an interfaith chaplain? How did you arrive at this, and how does one do that?
Okay. I was in interfaith, and they announced the interfaith meeting was in, everybody knew about Hospital Memorial Regional. Then they said that we're going to have a class for training for chaplains. I jumped. I had the feeling and I jumped. I think we had about 2 weeks. Some rabbis, some fathers, some ministers talked, gave us classes. They gave us books and pamphlets from readings, and that was it. And then I right away started the same place the next day, the next week. I started the same place as working, and because I liked it, I went to the second also, added 2. Then I liked it, I went to the third place, and then got 3. Then Memorial Miramar opened up. They invited me for the opening ceremony. So means you are ours too. And really, that is the place that still is holding. The girl showed me these prayers that we made there. Look at this. Isn't this unbelievable? Look at this. This is only Baha'i prayers. Memorial Regional. In English. The same prayers. This is Memorial Regional. in Spanish. That is the place now they don't have anything. They don't have even Baha'i name at the entrance of the chapel. Don't feel bad about it. We need to work, not us. Tell your Hindu friends, Jewish friends, Buddhist friends, everybody. You can do it. Together we can do. It is supposed to be done. They cannot say no. There is no way to say they can't say no. And why not? We all really like it. Why do it? Can be done. More prayers or I go on. The sign that we have around the room is really beautiful, and every one of them has is for eight faiths. I like to show you our Native American. Show the chapel, the video of chapel, and I want to say about this. Working for peace. We put together this, it says working for peace because we got the idea from this, excuse me. There are so many things. Okay, this is from the Universal House of Justice. We all may have it. On this side of it says 9 ways to reach peace. Okay, we put these 9 in here. In front of it, writings of peace from 8 faiths. And in here, this is the, and in here, this is the writing about Cyrus the Great, work for peace, and Nelson Mandela. I call him Nelson Mandela June in Farsi, if you watch his videos. So everybody loves this. Jewish people, Christian people like this, and all other people, especially when you say Nelson Mandela or African American friends, they all love it, and they all get these 3. They really get 3: golden rule, their own faith prayers, and this, and a lot of time more.
So Baha'is are encouraged to engage in devotionals as it's one of our core activities of spiritual life. And engaging in devotionals with members of our community is also a focus of that. Not, again, just ourselves with ourselves, but sharing in prayer with and devotion with those of various beliefs. It's extremely important for the well-being of our community. So in mind, as I say this, I have a question about this concept about these atmospheres where people want to pray. Is that something that happens where people have these devotional events where, again, interfaith prayer occurs?
Interfaith prayer is really to be, to me, who am I to judge, who am I to say, encouraged. And personally, I have once a month interfaith musical prayers. And if we don't have from that faith, we say that prayer, that faith. We all have to get used to accept and respect everyone, every race, every nationality, every food. I compare it with really, and I like it, food court. Who started food court? Let us do food prayer. Prayers of all faiths. Sit around, say our own prayers, be happy as we sit around, eat our own food or food court or potluck and love it. It adds to our life, physical, mental, and spiritual life. And we have more comfortable heart, peaceful. Does it work?
It does. Thank you for sharing all this. I don't know if there's anything further that we want to discuss
I
here.
am going to send you this video, that short video that I have from the chapel, to your cell phone. If you can show it, may I?
That's fine, yes. And I believe, Jeremiah, I can share screen, right?
Yeah, you can share screen, John, if you want.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's going to be audio that appears or not in the video, but I'll do it so long as my phone is capable. In the interim, Jeremiah, I'll also send it to you as a plan B.
Okay, this is the, hopefully I can find it. The Jim Davis came today to see the chapel, and
So
he
I'm
made
sorry, but can you say who Jim Davis is again for those that may have?
Jim Davis, or James Davis, was the religion editor for newspaper Sun Sentinel newspaper in Broward County for
Okay,
years, more than 2 decades. And he wrote for all religions. And he was always beautiful writing, and he came really has come to Baha'i meetings, to Baha'u'llah's birthday, to Nowruz party, the same thing with Father. They have come to all these, they know the faith. And when Jim Davis came, he just put his hand like this together and said, to him, Baha'u'llah and Christ are the same. And we had 100 non-Baha'is and 100 Baha'is, 200 in a hall at the university. And he was, by the way, he was the MC for 2 of our programs for World Religion Day. Who could be better MC than him?
that's beautiful. That's beautiful, especially getting the involvement of everyone in the community, those who have been working towards the same goal, coming together. That's beautiful. And that's exactly in our own communities what we need to look for. We need to look for other protagonists who are interested in and serving the same purpose. And specifically here, this interfaith dialogue, it's more beautiful when you have people motivated by the same purpose who are trying to engage, to bring people together, to bring unity in our community. That's beautiful. So I didn't get the video yet, Nosrat, if you had sent it to me.
No, I'm not yet.
If you emailed it to myself or Jeremiah, or messaged it, I'll tell you if I got it. With that in mind, do we have some questions from the audience while we are going through and trying to get that video? So let's see. So we talked about chaplain training. We talked about these pamphlets, obtaining them, and the idea of bringing them to hospitals being very easy to do. So the question of these pamphlets and the PDFs. So Kim brought that question here, and I think that's a great question. We're going to be posting them online here on the channel on clearwaterbahais.org. We're planning on posting it. Jeremiah, when he gets it up, in addition to any other materials Nosrat provides, we will be sharing that so people who are joining us here today, those of you who are watching our video afterward, will try to connect through the comments or the description of the video. Just look inside. If it's not there yet, we're planning to put it up. That's our goal. So Jeremiah will be posting it, and you can access these as PDFs or whatever the format is we receive them.
Okay, let me go back to, you asked about training, if people can be trained. If in any hospital, if you go and you say you want to be trained for chaplaincy, they normally do. You walk, or they give you books, or you walk with somebody who is, they tell you, with this one, anytime you can go with this person, see what she says, does, and give you the prayers. And that's how we do it in our own hospital too.
Okay. So that means when people go to their local hospital, they may have that program. And if that program exists, which is likely the case, they can ask to become a chaplain and go through their process. And by doing so, they can get that training in whatever different areas are available.
is because really is needed, because as I said now, rabbis, fathers, sisters, they don't come anyone to visit patients. Only we are those who work there. And you said why I wanted to be interfaith, because I believe in all faiths. And I cannot pass a patient for any faith and say, I don't have anything for you, you just stay here. And I'm the only interfaith lady right now. We have an American Hindu who is interfaith also, but she goes back and forth to India. She's not always here. But right now, as Father told me, Nosrat, I may start carrying your prayers too. So it is not my prayers, prayer that I collected, and he approved of them. But they had to write a name on it. They put my name on it. So, but I didn't write any one of them. It's collection. But the
Thank you
only
for
thing is
sharing that.
these are peaceful if you read it, because, for example, if we Iranians know in Iran, mullahs had said Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians, including Baha'is, are untouchables. And so if Baha'is, they say, because they don't accept our book yet, Prophet Muhammad in Quran openly says Zoroastrians, Jews, and Christians have books and they are with us. So
I have a quick question for you, if I may.
let me finish this. And I have put that one sentence in all these 4 prayers for them to know we are all accepted for God. Individual human being don't have to accept us or reject us. We all are free and child of God, and we want God to accept us. And religion is not in name or writing, I read more than you do, is in behavior, in daily life.
So about that behavior in this daily life, which goes to the question, when you're in the hospital, and just for people to understand application, because some people, when they think of this idea of becoming a chaplain, they think about evangelizing whatever it is their goals are, and making other people aware. So just to be clear, when you're an interfaith chaplain, you're serving in the role where people request you. You don't outright go and make sure everyone knows you exist, right? How does that work?
Oh no. I go walk in the hallway, and first I check with the doors that are open. And you can feel, you can say, or you can ask, may I come in? I'm a chaplain. For me, I say I'm an interfaith volunteer chaplain. By the way, a couple of months ago, 6 months ago, kind of, they approached me, they said they want to pay me. I said, I'm going to stop doing. They repeated the thing, they thought I didn't hear. And they said, we're going to pay you. I said, I don't want, I'm going to stop coming. So, as I said, they need chaplains, and they really like, for those who are serious and are ready to be trained, they do that. So no, I walk and I say, and then some people even can point to say, but before we go to on the floor, they announce on the microphone of the hospital, it is in my hospital, I don't know if in other places, that the chaplain is here. If you like to see the chaplain, tell your nurse. They sometimes tell the nurse station, and they ask us.
Okay.
But all together we walk around and we ask patients if they want. We don't force ourselves. If they want, and we go, and if they want to pray, if they want to talk, sometimes the most important is when they want to talk to us. And that they have problem, they want to open up. And we are afraid, we keep secrets, we don't care what somebody needs, and we are there to help. But all together is people who want to walk in the hospital, want to see patients. Is not a game. I enjoy doing it. What am I going to say? For so many things, if I tell you what I have seen or what they have been asked, it's really unbelievable. But you pay attention and put yourself in their shoes and say, oh God, help me. Because things that you have not been trained for, all of a sudden in front of you. And you go on, you manage it, you manage it.
So there's another question from Valerie. She's asking, Do you ever get asked with end of life situations?
If they ask me about it, or when they are in that condition.
Valerie would have to clarify. Sorry. I would assume when someone's dying, they want someone to.
Sure, I am there.
Okay.
But you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Nothing is forced, because if you cannot do it, you're not asked to do.
So in other words, if someone is calling for someone at their deathbed, you don't have to show up if you don't want to. That's your choice. It's your prerogative.
They would say, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. Then they call the other one. The one who has more experience is ready to go.
Okay. So this isn't a thing where you say you want to assist, you want to volunteer, and all of a sudden you get pulled in and you have no choice whatsoever. It's definitely however much capacity you feel you have, you walk your path of service to the extent you are comfortable, to the extent it brings you joy, not again, not something that you're for. It's imposed upon you every single possible thing that you can imagine.
Exactly. And you can tell them from the beginning, I don't want to be called for that.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing all this. For those of you who have posted in the chat, in the Clearwater Baha'i Center, we do have a few interfaith prayer books in the Clearwater Baha'i Center. And if you're interested, the center is, when there are events, open, and those materials are available there. But with that being said, everywhere else, if you're watching from another part of the country, of course, we welcome you to start your own program. But I would also convey to you this beautiful, beautiful gift, which is also an interfaith library of all these religious books and prayers included. That is www.oceanlibrary.com. I'll repeat, it is oceanlibrary.com for the Ocean 2.0 Interfaith Reader. This interfaith library, Ocean 2.0, the website oceanlibrary.com. It's available, downloaded on your phone. You can download it on either Apple or the Google Play Store. You can also download it as an application from that website, oceanlibrary.com, to your computer to have it offline. So that means you don't have to be on the browser. The browser experience is available. And also, what's even more important, most people who are in hospitals likely they have something they're going through. Some may want the comfort of having it read out loud to them. The Ocean Library, it gives that reading capability, and it's not AI like everything else. So you have someone who's read those words out loud, and you're hearing it spoken out loud. Of course, choosing voices, you can always have your own computer read off the screen, but this, you have someone, a live reader, who read through, and you'll listen to it with this knowledge that someone's voice was used to read it. It's phenomenal. So again, it's oceanlibrary.com, and you'll find beautiful writings from world's religions. It be it as mentioned, Zoroastrianism. It could be Islam, Judaism. There's also from Jainism. I'm missing quite a few religions, Christianity and the Baha'i faith and so on. It's all there, and it's available, and it's online. Just if you're on this video watching, it's just a matter of searching on your phone right now or on your computer. That being said, Ms.
John,
Nosrat
I
Scott,
sent you that.
you sent
John?
me the chaplain video.
Yes.
So I don't
Chaplain.
have it in my messages. And if you sent it to my email, I don't see it yet.
It is telling me that you have it.
Oh, I just got one. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I just got it now. Okay. So I'm going to share this video. Everyone, I apologize in advance for it's a 10-second video, but I apologize in advance for not having control over my phone if that's the case. So here we go. I'm going to share it. Let's see. Okay. Can people see this?
Yes.
Yes.
So can you describe what we're looking at, please?
Yes. Go back. This is the entrance. There is a table here. This is the golden rule. Then is the equality of man and two wings of the bird, Baha'i pamphlet. And the next one is the working for peace. This is Baha'i
This is the
book.
prayer book. This is the
This
one
is
I was
Baha'i
talking
book
about.
5. We have the same thing. The other one, with 6 religion at the chaplain's office also. And that is the golden rule next to it.
Yeah, but that interfaith prayer book, where do people order more of those? Do you know? That blue one that you have several copies. That's the one that we have in Clearwater.
I bought 100 of it, a box of 100 on that, and box of 100 of this next one that came with 6 of them. It's a navy color, and I have them. I put them there until as long as I have them.
Yeah, but where do people buy them? If you could elaborate, where would this prayer book, the Interfaith Prayer Book, be found?
I open it. I don't. If I have it open, I can tell you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I-
That will help a lot of people because they want to know where they can purchase compiled interfaith prayer books. This is a question I've seen. Yes, this one.
There are
Yes.
many of them. This one.
So did you go on Amazon or did you go to any particular
This
publishing
one,
trust?
I didn't order Amazon. This maybe
Barnes and Noble bookstore?
I have to Google it. I really don't know that time. No, but because the writer is the Baha'i who is in West Palm, Ted.
Oh, so maybe we can go to the Baha'i Publishing Trust.
Exactly.
We can call the Baha'i National
And maybe
Center
they
in
don't have
Chicago.
this
Okay.
anymore. They have the other one that has all 8, which is even better.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Yes, these are beautiful books, all of them.
I
So
have many books, and you see, this is the golden rule again.
You can buy the Interfaith Prayer Book from Walmart for $10.
there you go, from Walmart.
Very good.
Thank you. And I
Okay,
see
this is
there's
a
a
rug for
prayer rug.
Muslims. This is a rug for Muslim prayers. I changed the basket. I put something nice. Now it is. This is the one that Jim Davis took this video on July 5th, I think.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing all this.
Sure. Now go ahead. It's all around.
We appreciate you sharing this
Y'all
video.
show it more. You didn't
I
show
only
the
had
whole
10 seconds. The video you sent me was limited to 10 seconds.
Oh, so the whole can and come. Okay, I'm gonna send you.
So it's a matter of sending size limits, and my phone you can send bigger than that, but I just shared what you provided. But we are. I see Linda's also sharing here interfaithresources.com, another good spot. Barbara's sharing Baha'i bookstore. Valerie's saying yeah Interfaith Resources has them. Yes. So this is all beautiful. Again, thank you all for all the participants sharing these very special notes. So Jeremiah and I, we see this is a good time for us to close out for today. We wanted to thank everyone who's joined for your participation. Of course, to Miss Dr. Susan. Sorry, I had to pull up the last name. It's my participant list here. Dr.
Okay.
Dr. Susan Massey, thank you.
Yes, perfect.
And of course, we thank Miss Nosrat Scott as well. All of you have really made this program success and impactful in so many people's lives. And we hope that through this session and exposing this program and allowing others to learn and become inspired, that this initiative will spread, it'll be used, and many people, when they go in such a vulnerable time in their lives, they will be comforted by the religious scripture of their own religions. And I see Nosrat just shared another video with me. So let me see if I can do this here. We can close out with this. There we go. Thank you, Nosrat, again for sharing.
Happy to do that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having there we go. This is beautiful. Wow. This is all in the same place, huh?
That's it. The same.
Wow,
You see
this is
that
so
one, the last one
respectful,
is
so beautiful.
Zoroastrian, and on the wall, you see it says this is the origin of all faiths. A divine symphony is called a divine symphony. And instead of writing the Baha'u'llah, we don't want anything extra from any faith to investigation, independent investigation. We have assigned seek knowledge from cradle to grave.
So you have Hindu prayers, Native American prayers, Baha'i prayers,
Books, sign, and prayers.
Muslim prayers. I see the Quran here. Yes.
This is yeah.
And you got Christian prayers and the Christian Bible. You got Jewish prayers. And I see the word prayer on that book, the Jewish one. And then I see here Buddhist prayers. Is that the?
Yeah, Buddhist prayers, Buddhist sign. Yes, everything is Buddhist. And
Yes,
this is Zoroastrian.
Yes. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I think this is a great place to close out.
You cannot believe how much people go to this chapel more and how much happier they are. In fact, the father said, no, sir, in other hospitals, they said that patients in this hospital are happier. I just don't want to say patients are more happier. More patients are happy because they have their own book. They have their own signs that you cannot believe it. The way Hindu guy said that, oh my God, you got that there too. They never had it. Why not?
It's very, very beautiful and it looks very respectful. We thank you again, Nosrat. Thank you so much for all this and all of you here making this enriching. And of course, you see with your eyes, it takes seeing to believe. Well, we saw something. We saw this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful interfaith effort. We can all join in this
Please
divine
go
symphony.
and make it. Make more.
Yes. All right, everyone. We hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Once